Hello everyone, this is Bigalski.
And JTB.
And this is Chapter 12 of my Ninja Gaiden Sigma, getting the Master Ninja rank here on Normal with my good buddy JTB. Now, in the last video, we had said to make sure you go back and save since you had so much time. And that's because if you have to redo this fight, you don't want to have to play the last fights in the other chapter.
Yeah, exactly.
So here, I think with the just smoke bombs, I've got the celerity, I've got the Dobby. I know for sure you can get one UT. I think the ET was, maybe a little. I could have killed all three with the first ET, or you just never know what's going to happen. So I'm a little happy with that. Now, this is the trick that I use because I have a hard time with these bats, and in terms of trying not to kill them, because you don't want to kill them all or before they dissolve. Before you save, because if not, they won't respawn, and you definitely want them to respawn in later parts. So I just like the fire wheels, and you can save before that. Again, you have so much money, and you're going to have now that you don't have need to get the UF anymore since we have that, and just use all this to your advantage now. And you had said something too, and I always had problems. Make sure you push going towards the door to press B, because if you don't press towards the door, he'll try to fight the bats. Yeah,
he will. And hold block when you're doing that too.
Yes.
Same thing with opening a chest. Like, if you're trying to open a chest and there's enemies near it, and you're trying to use whether it's B or square, or X, whatever it is, always hold block and roll into it, because then that cuts off any other input other than the one that you can actually use.
Now, if you drop the smoke bomb in the water, it'll disappear. And these guys will ignore it. But it's funny, later on in this chapter, it doesn't disappear. So I think right here, I could have rolled into, and I didn't think about scooping him there at the end. But, you could, do individual gleaming blades if you wanted to get more points. But I didn't want to do that. And the other thing is you could just shoot them with exploding arrows, leave your Dobby out in terms of getting...
that was cool, the way they all popped up.
Yeah. This actually didn't turn out too bad. Recognizing those other, getting some sneaky, ETs in there, like right here.
Yep. I was going to say, because you can't do that in regular Sigma. Like, after you hit them with a UT, you can relaunch them in the Master Collection. So that's a perfect example there of, in NGB, that would have been it. You wouldn't have been able to get any more points there. Or regular Sigma, for that matter.
So again, right now, you could just Dobby UT all that. You could Exploding Arrow into a couple ETs, or UTs. Now here, I didn't go far enough. And, but I said, I'm gonna try it again and see what happens here. And then, of course, it's like he goes the other way. But I was able to...
Still got him, though.
Yeah, with the UF. And see, that's the good thing about having it. Because I tell you what, when I've tried these fights before with the Dobby, it's like right when you release your UT, they tend to go underground.
Yeah.
And with the UF, they never did.
And even if they do, the UF's UT is a little bit longer. So, he's got that jump up, whereas the Dabiller and Warhammer, he just, jumps up super quick and slams down. On the UF, he's got that somersault, which adds a little bit more time.
You could go and there's a rat in there next to the Hall of Balance. You could drag that essence to here, but I have a hard time. JTB is so good with his on-landing jumps that he's able to get some speed and quickness that I don't have. So I just say, these fire wheel tricks work so good.
Yeah, it is a tight chain, that though. The rat to this fight is you can't make any mistakes on your movement. You have to be perfect to get that essence chain. It's not easy.
Now we always say that, or I don't say we always say, but I'm always used to calling this the fire wheels, and this is not the fire wheels. What is it? The Phoenix Flames or something like that?
I think it's still called fire wheels in this. I think you're thinking of NG2. NG2, it's Flame Phoenix. In this, it's still fire wheels.
Oh, okay. So maybe I'm mistaken as usual. Now I'm just going to go down here to low health. But the animation for the fire wheels is so much longer than what they are in Ninja Gaiden Black.
Yeah, they're way longer.
So once you learn the timing of that, you can actually UT and still, it's almost like you have an ET charge with him still going. And I think it comes up a little bit later on. So keep the block on there once you get to your low health. And because I'd rather save here. It's, again, learning the chapter in terms of how much time. I always recommend playing through it one time. Now this right here is, I wanted to show this just in case, like, he's not going to, he's going to stay up there. But this is where you can do the X and then the fire wheel cancel and then just, I mean, that's still pretty fast right there.
Yeah, it is. I'm not, what's the time limit for that worm? I want to say 100 seconds, but I feel like it's actually less.
Well, you know, it just, I don't know why it,
I think it was 100 going by that kill bonus.
So we'll get a chance to see it here. I think I'm able to press the button while the UT animation is going on. I mean, I could be wrong. Yeah, it's like 80 seconds.
Oh yeah, so 80. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So there's a way you could do it a little bit faster if he comes out and you do an ET. And I think it almost kind of works out the same. Actually getting the UT, I think, works out to like 1,000 points more. But again, that's sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. So again, this poor rat.
He respawns every time. It's fine.
Yeah, it's his family wondering where he went. Now, don't forget about this fight. Some people forget about this fight. They just go and get the tablet and forget about this. This right here, I tried doing. I tried it a couple times and to see if it's faster with the Warhammer or the Dragon Sword, with gleaming blades or something like that. But I like the Dobby here just because it seemed to connect. The Warhammer seemed to miss a lot. They always seem to duck under. Here's knowing to get that extra ET out of it.
Yep.
Again, the other part of that is you could go in there with the UF even at full health and just UT those guys. And I didn't drag the rat up to here because again, that's really hard for me.
Yeah.
But you can go in here, kill the first 3 guys, flip up top or almost to the top, fall down, and you'll actually get extra enemies. And that's a really hard time limit to make. And I think right there you have to do the like the UF.
Yeah,
like
you could also use Inazuma for these fights too, now that you kill the worm. So say like Inazuma will one-shot these guys.
Maybe that's something you could do. Flip up the stairs, fall down Inazuma, UF, and then that way you get 6 more kills on your kill bonus.
If I remember rightly, that's exactly what I did in HP1. So,
okay.
Yeah, you definitely can do that.
So, again, I know you could jump to the other side, I think, but it's like, man, these fire wheels are so good here. See, I mean, there's the charge that we were talking about. And did I change over for a reason? No. That's the thing now that I find myself getting to is I have to think about some stuff too much. And that it confuses me. It's like, man, what do I need to do? And all this stuff. Don't forget to use those chests to your advantage in terms of stopping the encounter.
Yep, and if you're maxed on items, you can just keep doing it over and over again.
Yeah. Don't forget to get your Spirit of the Devils. I think I go ahead and equip all of this stuff. And again, I have a lot of money now that I don't have to buy the UF, so I can, burn supplies. And buy it at Miramasa and be perfectly fine.
And the essence bonus helps with that in Sigma. I know we've talked about that before, but you only need to finish with 2k as opposed to 2k over what you start with.
Now, I think on this fight right here, I guess the score way would use Warhammer UTs and try to directional jump, in different areas. But like I said, I'm so bad at that. If you were going to directional jump, I actually like the shurikens just so I don't cling to the wall. But all of that's a little bit extra time, and it might cost me a couple UTs here. The other side of it, like we talked about, you could just, if you didn't want to drag the rat in a Zuma, and then you could just stand in the middle and kind of kill everybody with the UF.
Yeah, or you can just Inazuma this over and over again.
Yeah, because here with the Fiend challenges that you've got, if you have the UF, and see, that's what, you know, the worm fight isn't that bad with the UF, and it's just so many points versus even if you do have a good fight with either the Dabi if you want, or the flails or the dragon sword, you're not going to get anywhere close.
Yeah, nothing will compare to the UF on like pretty much any boss encounter, especially on the lower difficulties. You know, if you're doing a speed kill with the UF, nothing's going to come close, really, other than, you know, another UF kill, basically.
So again, watch your kill counter to see how many you're... I mean, see, that was the bad thing about me having to jump back, because I ended up killing all of them. But keep an eye on that to see how many you kill. And then, see, I knew I didn't have to jump back because I killed 2. Whereas if I had to jump back and throw a shuriken because I'd only killed 1, you know, I might end up killing 7 or 8 like I did the time before that. I think, again, I think JTB on your older run, you did the Warhammer, just kind of stayed in the middle. And but you still got to worry about the flips, you know, from
you
screen.
do. Yeah.
You know, here for the most part, if you're standing up at that back wall, you don't have to worry about the flips. This is where me, you know, wanting to get some extra, you know, points out of it, I switched over to the Warhammer. Again, I keep saying it's not a full-blown karma run. I know it may look like to some, but trust me, it's not. And that's why I like the shurikens right there, because it'll push the guys back like that. But if you try to directional jump, or you're worried about clinging to the wall, and you do the shurikens, you'll push them back to where your Warhammer UT will whiff.
Yeah, the Warhammer's not gotten anywhere near as much range.
Yeah. And I did upgrade this. You know, that was one thing that I said that I was going to do, is I was going to upgrade all the weapons. So that is a level 2 Warhammer. Now, if I wanted to be cheeky, like you like to say, I could have tried to get a single hit Gleaming Blade on that guy with the multiple essence out, and then go charge up again. But again, that's for the advanced guys right there. So I'd rather do the low health down here versus going back up to the top and let those guys do that. That hitbox, that actually hit me a couple times, so don't be...
yeah, you have to be careful there on Sigma.
And I think, was I supposed to, before jumping back up to charge, was I supposed to, you know, hit him with another X or 2? I forgot.
You can, you can get a full in-air XXX on both worms, right at the start. So,
I didn't want to put that much time in it to test it out, because I know this way worked. I'm so frustrated, like I said in the last chapter. I've been having so many problems with my capture device, and try to be playing, and my TV's like detecting signal or can't detect or something like that. And, you know, then I got to stop and start over and then reconnect and, you know, uninstall the program because, you know, it's not going to work, or the colors are dark, or, I mean, it was such a big pain in the ass, and all that's going to be rectified hopefully by the end of, you know, this coming week. Again, you could kind of get 5 UTs on this, but after the worm fight, I was happy with that.
Yeah.
And I think I tried it there. Yeah, at least I was able to do that. I was going to see if I could do it again.
Yeah, you just needed to do forward Y, like just XX, and you'd be okay there.
So I think this fight actually didn't you know, turn out that bad, because if you go in here with the Dabi, you could like potentially kill them all depending on when you land it.
Yep. And they love to do that when you don't want that to happen. You know, they'll all just line up perfectly, and you'll just one shot every single one of them.
Now I did see this pattern though, that is like, hey, well, there's one behind me, there's one in front, I got some essence out, I can UT and then exploding arrow to make the time limit, versus trying to see if I could get an ET on the last guy. And I think this right here is, I kind of messed this up because I forgot the kill count on this. Again, you could drag the essence from the bats. Now, I think whenever you did your run, or you had talked about it before, you actually go save after this. So you fight the worms, you skip the platforming guys and the wasps, and you edge around the corner to come to this fight. Oh yeah, I forget to throw a smoke bomb. I mean, on the one before that, and then I do it again. You know, not here, I think. Well, I do there, but I think, yeah, after this, yeah, I could have dropped a smoke bomb, but, you know, and then use the chest to cancel, or, you know, to stop the timer. So I missed out some points.
Yeah, you'd have still made the timer, though, even with the UT. Because, like, you almost had the UT there. Like, you were, like, maybe a quarter of a second, if that, off getting the UT.
But going back, oh, there he goes. I had to leave it in, you know. See, I could have edited that out, but I had to leave that in here. And then I think here, yeah, I was going to try to like on landing gleaming blade or something, and I messed that up here. There's only like 3 enemies here. For some reason, I thought there was 4. You know,
yeah, me too. Actually, there's only 3. That's weird.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't know it, and I went outside to kill. But before I forget, so JTB fights the worms, hugs the wall, fights the next guys, where I said I forgot to drop the smoke bomb, then goes and saves, and then comes back down to do the little platform guys, then the wasp. And you got to have good movement and a good plan of what you want to do. I think I had maybe messed around a little bit too much, or you know, spent or refurbished supplies that I didn't need to do. Replenished. And so I didn't have that extra time to you know, take that to my advantage. So that kind of made that fight a little bit tougher than it had to be, those 4 fights in a row. Now again, like I said, you could just stay there with the UF and just blast everybody on those other fights. And so don't listen to what I'm saying here.
And again, Inazuma, like, can't stress, Inazuma, it, like, I mean, you literally can just press your Nimpo button and that's it. You know, do it and you'll make the time limit.
Now there is kind of a little trick here to maybe stay, you know, stay in that little hallway right there. But I'm going to show you what happened to me. I have like a little blooper video, and see, I'm the king of clean the wall. You know, I finally figured out what you were talking about, moving the camera. It's again something I need to practice. I'm always so used to moving the camera with like my left thumb that I never really thought about doing it with my right thumb.
Yeah.
And so as you're doing this stuff, if I'm trying to work on that. That's the one thing I feel like I can work on. But so anyway, I wouldn't get these wall clings if I was slowly adjusting, because it's a pain in the ass to reach across with my left thumb versus the right one.
Yeah. I mean, it really will help you, though, because a lot of your trajectory is, I mean, well, a lot of it, I say all of it, pretty much. Like, all of your trajectory is determined by your camera angle. So if you keep Ryu more focused in the center, you can make your lines much, much easier, because it's way easier to do sort of like a, you know, a 45 degree or like a 3 o'clock jump, for example, versus doing like a, you know, a 7 o'clock jump. If you imagine like the face of a clock, you want to try and get it so you never really have to do them.
Well, see, there's me losing control of the camera. Like I said in that one video, whenever I fought the clones, it's like a drunk driver. You know, you just never know which way I'm going to go. I mean, hell, I don't even know half the time. The reason I decided to come out here is because, again, they'll hide.
Yeah, and this timer can go down. This is one of those fights where you can get to a certain point and you think, oh, I'm fine, I've got loads of time left. And before you know it, you've got like 20 guys left to kill and you've only got 30 seconds. And you think, oh no.
Right. So I think, I'm out of smoke bombs now. So now I really got to stay out here in the middle. But stay with the, look at the kill count and see how many guys you've killed. That way you know, hey, do I need to, can I just on landing UT because I have 2 essences out, or do I need to kind of roll jump an extra way to space out so I can have a UT ready, or, you know, I only have an ET out there and then I need to charge up for the UT. So that's more of the advanced thing. But if people want to learn how to play for karma, I mean, that's that's one of the many things that come into this. A factor that people may not realize. But overall, I don't think that turned out too bad.
Yeah, that was a really good fiend challenge. At the end there, people have probably seen it on many other videos by now, but you would have had time there to do the forward wide windmill shuriken, but that is absolutely a karma run strat. There's no need to do that on a regular run, but it is possible, if people want to push it.
Oh yeah, well I've missed out on a lot of points, and you got to think, if I miss it on 10 enemies, that's 20,000 points.
Yeah, exactly.
Right there. So this is what I was talking about staying back here, because you just don't know when they're going to come. But yeah, that it's when they're dead, forward Y, windmill shuriken to on landing, and then you can get an ET right at the very end.
Yep.
As he's dissolving, and again, that's that happens 10 or 15 times. That's 20 or 30,000 points. So that adds up. I mean, I'm like, really?
Oh,
really?
Man, yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, obviously this is, but yeah. So, but watch. So I'm like, okay, where are they?
They're all just gone. Hey, I mean, they're not stupid, man. They're getting wise to it.
Right. I thought it was funny because they like all appeared at the same time.
Yeah.
From around the corner. So I had to throw that one in there. Again, I like using the bats to get to low health. Make sure you go save before you come and do this, because you'd hate to do the fiend challenge and then use a rebirth on the bats.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the money, but it's the time of going down, going back down to low health. So, again, single these out. You could probably, because I have so much time, I like waiting for the essence to come out before, because normally you could just kind of do the smoke bomb and kind of charge it all, and but I kind of like separating it out because I have more time. Even though I will admit that I did get a little lucky that I didn't kill 2 guys at once. So I think exploding arrows, by this point everybody should be fine. You don't have to maybe get a couple UTs or something like that. Now I actually go up, pick up everything, and I go back and save by the Muramasa statue. I mean, I saved up top before I went back and did that, but I wanted to turn everything in before this fight. But I really think this might be one of the best combos in the game right here. Once you get them down, I just love this.
They're so good at that, just destroys them.
Now, if you don't want to, you could probably just XY once he lowers his head, XY, XXXX, and it would kill him too. So that's a little flare. But again, if people don't want to do some of these karma methods, or if you have the UF, use it to your advantage. Learn how to use it for cases like this. So even with me going back and saving, I still had over a minute left. So I might have been able to do the, after the worm, skirt the wall, fight the other one, and go save. Again, that's more practice and more of an advanced karma level trick. Now this right here, the Holy Gauntlet, I forgot what it does, but it's something that...
That's the Essence one, if I remember rightly.
Is it the Essence one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not, I don't need to wear that at all. So I'm going to keep the gauntlets on, the Falcon gauntlets on, until, something better comes along. But right now, I don't know what's unlockable, because this still is my first time, and I'm still unlocking each chapter. And I did have the Armlet of the Sun on for Pazu. So you do have the fish at the beginning of the next chapter. So that's some easy UT points on the 3 fish. Make sure you switch over to your celerity. And again, we'll talk whenever that time comes. But like I said, it's going to be at least a week, if not more, before I get my new setup. And then once I get my new setup, hopefully I can make these videos, turn them out a little bit faster, because I'll have the peace of mind of things working. It's so frustrating, when you think you're going to record, and then it just kind of cuts off.
Yeah. So it reminds me of the old days when we used to use the DVRs and that, and You'd get all your fights done, and then, you know, one or two of them on the disc wouldn't work for no reason at all.
So, you know, hopefully I won't have to deal with any of those things. But any other thoughts on here? I mean, I know we said in the last chapter that you really don't need the UF for the game, and you don't. But if you're really going to go for the ranking, I think it helps. You know, just its UT, how it just destroys everybody.
Yeah,
And
I mean, again, it does, but I mean, it depends on your experience level. You know, I think it's easy for us to say that. But I think if you're brand new, like Inazuma does what the UF does, and it's one button. You know, if all you want is to make the time limit on the fights, just use Inazuma. You know, like it will kill the imps, no problem.
And then, you know, get a couple of like on the pill bugs. You know, there's a couple left. Stand up there and just UT with the Davi. Throw a few UTs in there.
Yeah, exactly.
And so. But also having the UF, if you're going to get it, you might as well learn to use it at low health.
Oh, yeah, you really do need to be comfortable with that thing to get the most out of it.
Yeah, and I think for newer players, and I would like to think that this guide is for somebody maybe that's beaten the game once or twice, but doesn't fully understand, like, you know, the time limits and the end of chapter bonuses, and that's kind of what this guide is for. So hopefully, if they decide to get the UF, that they will learn how to use it at low health, because it really is. It's a lot of points. You might have to reset a couple times, but with resetting, it's almost like you're on your toes. You know, you have to be more aware of your surroundings with the low health UF versus, oh, well, you know, I can take this hit or use a rebirth and, you know, just keep plowing ahead. Whereas if you want to really use the low health UF, I think it'll improve your game overall. Is that a fair assessment, you think?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But I think by the time you get to the point where you can use it, it's one of those things. It's almost like a 6-1 situation. Like, by the time you get to the point where you don't need to worry about using the low health UF, you don't need to worry about it. So,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just one of those things, yeah.
It all comes with experience, and we hope everybody plays this game for as long as we have, because it's awesome. And,
yeah, I mean, if I keep it up for another 17 years, I'll be 50. So,
gee, I'll be 71. And hey, man, hopefully we'll still be doing some commentary and stuff. You know, that's when I'll break like 60 million in Ninja Gaiden Sigma the Master Collection when I'm 70. You know, that would be fun. Okay, guys, like I said, any comments or questions, suggestions, you know, please let us know. We love hearing from you guys. And I believe that's it, right?
Anything else? Can't think of anything else for this one.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Take care. Bye.
Take care, everyone.